Hello everybody, this is Ellie and welcome to the second part of Do You Know the Math of Korea? On my last video, I talked about Korean slang used in K-pop songs. Today we're going back to K-pop, obviously because I love it, but we are being more specific on how a K-pop group has used their music to show Korean culture elements to their fans worldwide. Something I mentioned on my last video is the great amount of comments I have heard and read on social media regarding the lack of originality in K-pop. Many netizens have complained about K-pop trying to sound more like Western instead of sticking to its identity. There is a group, however, that in my opinion has elevated their Korean flag and identity many times since their debut in 2019, and it is Tomorrow by Together. In 2019, the then company Big Hit Entertainment debuted their boy group Tomorrow by Together, or as many of their fans call them, TXT. The group was announced to debut with 5 members: Subin, the leader, Yeonjun, Bomgyu, Taehyun, and Hwinin Kai. I may be biased on this one, but I genuinely think they have the best debut from a fourth generation boy group. They were not very lucky though, because less than a year after their debut, COVID forced us all into the very long quarantine. They share this experience from their point of view on their documentary Our Lost Summer. Anyway, little they knew that this quarantine would make people spend more time on their phones, which was a great detonant for K-pop to become more popular in America. And it was during this K-pop race that TXT did 2 of their most meaningful performances in their career. On December 11th, 2020, the Seoul Metropolitan Government held a series of concerts, Seoul Music Discovery, in touristic spots of Korea, featuring K-pop acts. One of the songs that TXT performed was the title track from their second mini-album, Runaway. But what caught the attention of many netizens is how intentional they were on their goal of sharing Korean culture. Let me show you. They performed this song at the throiugh Palace with an orchestra formed by Korean musicians playing Korean instruments, and this is a large orchestra. But I could identify the kpop, which is this large string instrument that makes this noise very similar to the harp, with this twist that makes you think of Korean music. At the end, lots of fans were amazed by the group's capacity of spreading the fantastic Korean music heritage. This was not the only time TXT was going to arrange their music. In 2021, during the celebration of Lunar New Year, KBS aired their special Just Pop Again, in which TXT performed their biggest hit till this date, Blue Hour. With a worldwide audience joining to celebrate the new year in music, they had as guest an orchestra featuring a bamboo flute, the kpop, a hagum, among others. The producers of Just Pop were very satisfied, and they commented this: K-pop and traditional Korean music melted together to create an exceptionally high-quality performance. In particular, it was a performance that featured an explosion of never-before-seen charms from TXT. As you might or might not know, last weekend TXT had a concert at Minute Maid Park in Houston, and I had a chance to be there. I'm not talking too much about it, because I am already preparing a video that might come out next week. But what I want to share for now is their performance of Sugar Rush Ride. is just too much to say about this song and about this performance. To begin with, and the most notorious, TXT are wearing the traditional Korean dress, the hanbok, and what it seems to be a traditional hand-painted fan. The fan is not only for decoration, they actually incorporated in the choreography for the song on the tour. Just as they had done it before, they made arrangements to incorporate Korean music elements, making this song the most unique performance of their setlist. Just as they had done it before, they made arrangements to incorporate Korean traditional music, making of this song the most unique of their setlist. But even before adding these elements to the performance, TXT had already used this song to put high the name of South Korea. But even before adding these elements to the performance, TXT had already used this song in particular to put high the name of their country. Let's talk for a second about pansori. According to the UNESCO, pansori is a genre of musical storytelling performed by a vocalist and a drummer. The term pansori is derived from the Korean words pan, meaning a place where many people gather, and sori, meaning song. One of the 5 surviving stories from this tradition is throiugh. I read a few summaries on this story, and summarizing it even more for the sake of keeping this video short, it is a story of a young love, yet passionate, which has to face diverse adversities. It was precisely throiugh in which TXT got inspiration. When releasing their mini album, the name Chapter Temptation, TXT shared this was an album that had a lot of inspiration from fairy tales, specifically Peter Pan and Neverland. But the real surprise was when the title track Sugar Rush Ride was released and it sampled a line from this pansori piece. The line is, "Come here, let me give you a piggyback ride." Or in Korean, 우리 와서도 같이 놀자도. The guys from TXT must have been so proud of their work, and Taehyun actually commented on the press, "We believe our Korean fans will find this combination fresh, and our international followers will get the chance to explore Korea's traditional culture and story." Music, dress, dancing, literature, TXT invites you through their music and performances to explore more the taste of Korea. Coming from one of the most powerful K-pop companies, TXT had the chance of growing a large fan base from their debut, and their fan base keeps on growing internationally. Despite having projects with Western singers such as the Jonas Brothers or Anita, TXT is a group that takes pride in their origin, and it is easy to see the pride they take on it by using their fame to show us a little bit more about Korea. I hope that if you like K-pop as much as I do, this video had helped you to discover more about Korean culture, and I invite you to use this passion of ours to make more research on what our favorite group is singing, what clothes are they wearing, their makeup, the music, the choreographies. K-pop seems to be a very simple and catchy music genre, but trust me, it is rich in culture. If you like this video, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, and comment me what is something of Korean culture that you have learned through K-pop or dramas. Don't forget the next video is coming out next week, and I'm gonna be sharing my experience on the TXT concert in Houston. But spoiler alert, I had VIP with send-off. So stick to this channel and see you next time. Bye!